Musket has a ton of builds and skills to run, but I'm going to show you my version. Let's dive into it. This is the best musket build that I found to work for me. I've decided to prioritize lethal combo in the bottom right for that consistent base damage increase, rather than Deadeye for that extra headshot damage. I find that most of my kills are body shots on slowed, exhausted, or debuffed targets, and that makes lethal combo very strong. Lethal combo only works on musket debuffs, but we'll talk about that in a bit. The core abilities are Powder Burn, a damage over time effect that burns and slows targets. It also increases our musket shots on them by 8% with the ignition perk. Stopping Power is a stagger, knockback, and your main defensive ability. It will slow and exhaust your target so you have time to run. Power Shot is also pretty solid to burst on a low target, but most of our damage and utility comes from the other two abilities. Both Powder Burn and Stopping Power apply those musket debuffs I was talking about. They contribute to the bonus damage with lethal combo, so you essentially always have base damage if you land either ability. Other than that, the notable passives to know include Back It Up, which gives you movement speed to kite around when a target is within 8 meters. Hustle also increases your movement speed on dodges, and Tactical Reload is going to give you a free musket shot after a dodge. This rapier tree allows for massive bursts and escape with abilities like Evade and Fletch. Flourish and Finish is going to be our third ability. It's really good against melee because it staggers and pushes them back. We also have Grit, so you can outplay certain CCs such as Sweep or Trip. When it comes to attributes, you have a few options and styles depending on who you ask. The Glass Cannon version is the one you're looking at now, and it's what I run to nuke players. All musket builds require 350 dex and 150 intelligence minimum. 25 strength is going to increase our musket shots a little bit, and 25 focus is nice for some cooldown reduction. When it comes to artifacts, Finisher is going to be our best option once again. It simply just gives us 15% more damage on our musket when attacking those bleeding targets. For the Glass Cannon build, we also have to run Attuned Leathers. This is the only way we are able to hit the stats in the Glass Cannon build that I mentioned. As for the jewelry, the new artifact Elemental Band is your best bet. It's going to be in the ring slot. I used to run Endless Thirst, and I still really like it just for that 1vx potential, but I do think Elemental Band is going to replace it. You have two paths when gearing out your musket build: damage or survivability. Starting off with damage, you simply need harnessing on every single slot of your armor. Doesn't matter which one, as long as you slot a gem on your musket, that is the harnessing you put on. For example, I have an ice gem in my musket here because I have ice harnessing on my gear. Enchanted Ward, Elemental Aversion, Health, Conditioning, these are all perks you could look for on your gear while getting your gear score up to 700. The best musket you can farm until more information comes out about best in slot at 725 gear score is going to be the Syncretic Musket. It comes with Attunement and Keenly Jagged. And lastly, I wanted to mention the third perk that you could put on your finisher. It really largely depends on your playstyle. A lot of people like to put Plague Crits. Keen Speed, Disdained Infliction is the new perk that just came with World Aeternum. A lot of musket players are flocking over to that. I will still personally like to run Keen Speed. I think Keen Speed fits my playstyle perfectly. And lastly, for the Hardware slot, we cannot forget the stalwart Hardened of Stoneform, the best Hardened in the game. On my screen here is my Musket and Rapier Duelist build, 700 gear score version. I think there is actually a lot of value to go farm these 700 gear score pieces. 725 gear is very unobtainable for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Outside of the weapon and certain pieces, it's going to be a long time to actually get that gear. First off, there's the attributes here. I'm running 350 dex, 150 intelligence, and 106 con. I like to play very tanky. I like to go up close. I think this musket build is really, really nice for my playstyle. I'm a very up close and personal type of player. We also have the consumables here: health potion, regen potions, fire absorption potions, hearty meals. Cannot go wrong with those. And of course, the buffs and ammo. We have the Fruit Salad. This is the cheapest version. This is 44 intelligence. We also have the Honing Stone and Desert Sunrise. These are probably not going to be used by the new players until you guys have a lot of money. So moving on, we have the perks. I am a big slash conditioning believer. There is a lot of hatchets, SNS, greatsword, etc. I think slash conditioning right now in this meta has to be one of the best perks in the game. We also have Enchanted Ward. This is also one of the best perks in the game. It's going to reduce the damage from light and heavy attacks. As you can guess, SNS, Hatchet, all of these weapons have light attacks, and we also have a few Elemental Aversion pieces. There is going to be a lot of gear that you can actually farm. This build that I have here, you can farm every single piece. I am going to farm up to 700 gear score on my character. I need a few more pieces. I think it is very worth farming this gear until 725 gear gets more obtainable. So you can spend some chromatic seals to get this gear that I'm about to show you. But once again, here is the rapier and musket tree that I have for you that I just talked about. And here is the big part of the gear. So we are running the Great Helm of Frigid Dawn, Featherweight, Gauntlets of Frigid Dawn, Admiral's Pantaloons, and let me scroll down here. We also have the Admiral's Peg right here. So these pieces here have the best defensive perks in the game. The Frigid Dawn pieces have Enchanted Ward and Elemental Aversion locked onto them. This is an illegal combination. You cannot get these perks anywhere else on any other armor, and I've decided to put Slash Conditioning on here. I'm not running any type of harnessing outside of a few pieces that have the harnessing already on them, so we are super tanky, and it allows me to play super aggressive up close in Outpost Rush and the open world PvP zone. So with the Featherweight here, of course, it is the best damage mitigation artifact in the game for light armor. I've decided to put Slash Conditioning on here. And we also have the Frigid Dawn gloves. Slash Conditioning, once again. For the Admiral's pants, it comes with Ice Harnessing and Elemental Aversion. I've decided to put Crippling Powder Burn on here. This is a slow for 5 seconds. Once again, we talked about that perk lethal combo in the bottom right of the musket tree. This is going to allow us to do 17% more bonus damage as long as Crippling Powder Burn is on here. So make sure you pick this up, okay? Crippling Powder Burn is a really strong perk to have. Moving on to the Admiral's Pake here. Once again, Slash Conditioning. We have 4 pieces of Slash Conditioning on here. That is plus 20% slash damage absorption. Tanglevine Aimlet, of course, health, thrust protection. I still run Stamina Recovery, even though it got nerfed in World Aeternum. I think it is the best perk overall, especially if you like to play up close. The stamina actually saves you a lot, right? So we also have the Elemental Band here. I've decided to take the Hardened Tear of Avarice because it comes with Purifying Toast and Refreshing Toast. Purifying Toast is insane when fighting other muskets, simply because you can actually cleanse their Crippling Powder Burn, so it's pretty good when trying to fight them. The best third perk you can put in here is Nimble. For the musket, I've decided to run Disdained Infliction, and of course we talked about Finisher a while ago, Keen Speed. The best gems are also located in here for both the armor and the weapons, so make sure you give this link a look. It's going to be down in the comment section below if you're interested in it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to send you all off with some gameplay. Peace, baby. Oh, wait, I was trolling around, yo, chill.